It all started with the whispers in the attic, a place I had never dared to explore until last week. The house wasn't haunted, it was just old, with creaking floorboards and drafty windows. At least, that's what I told myself. But then, during a late-night thunderstorm, I found a hidden compartment behind a loose break in the attic wall. Inside was a diary belonging to a girl named Eliza. The only problem? There was no record of anyone named Eliza ever living here. As I flipped through the pages, a chill ran down my spine. The diary detailed events from the past that seemed eerily similar to the strange occurrences happening in my life now. Eliza wrote of an ominous presence that lurked in the shadows of her daily life, always watching, waiting. Her words were filled with desperation, as if she knew she was being hunted by something unseen. Each entry ended with a plea for help, but her cries seemed to echo unanswered across the decades. I was engrossed, feeling a strange connection to this girl whose existence was a mystery. As I reached the final entry, I realized she'd left a warning, not just for herself, but for anyone who might find her diary. "It knows you're reading this," she wrote, "and it's coming for you next." The more I read, the more my reality began to warp. Shadows stretched longer than they should, and reflections in mirrors seemed to linger a second too long. I tried to ignore it, rationalizing away the fear that crept under my skin. But then, Eliza's diary mentioned a storm, just like the one raging outside my window. In her last entry, she described a night just like this, where the whispers were no longer confined to the attic but filled the entire house. It was then I realized that the diary wasn't just a recount of her life, it was a prophecy of mine. In a panic, I slammed the diary shut, but it was too late. The air around me thickened, and the whispers grew louder, forming words that echoed in my mind. "You're next." I bolted for the door, but it refused to budge, as if the house itself was alive, conspiring against me. Just then, a flash of lightning illuminated the room, revealing a figure standing in the shadows, a girl with hollow eyes and a sorrowful smile. It was Eliza. Her presence was both haunting and comforting, as if she was there to guide me through the terror. But as the storm outside reached its peak, I understood that her warning was not just for me to heed, but for us both to face the horror that her diary had unleashed.